Hello, hello, everybody. Hello. Well, I don't know if anybody will want to see me tonight or not, but hey, that's okay. I'm going to have fun anyway. I had a few errands to run this afternoon, and I'm on my way back home. And I thought I would give this very nice dash cam or dash mount, that's the word, dash mount a try, and my son helped me rig it up so that it would actually hold my phone the right way. And I and he also fixed it so that I could go directly to StreamYard and have sound. And so I'm giving it a try. Hopefully there is some sound and you can hear me properly. I see there's somebody in here. If you could just, even if you don't want to chat, if you could just type a 1 or put a thumbs up or something in the comments to let me know you can hear me right, that would really help. I'm trying to make sure that when I do go live that everything is working properly. I just don't want to have any problems with oh, wonderful. Thank you, Donna. Thank you for letting me know that you can hear me properly. Hi, Campfire and Countryside. Nice to see you here. Hi, Logan. Glad to see you're up and about. Hope you're feeling better. Wow, this is wonderful. I'm glad it's working. I wasn't sure if we had the sound thing figured out, but my son Ronson is a whiz at computers and technology, and he was hoping that he'd figured it out. He had never worked with StreamYard before and hasn't done a whole lot with the YouTube lives and things like that. I think I'm going to have to adjust the settings so that the camera is a little bit more centered when I'm driving. But I'm still sitting here in front of a building. And, oh, you saw me on Lester's. I saw that you had, subscribed to my channel. I appreciate that, Donna. That was so fun going live with Lester. That's the first time I've ever done that. Having my own channel really gave me a lot more confidence to do that. I really appreciate you coming over and joining me. That was so much fun. Lester's a hoot. So anyway, but I thought I would take you guys on a drive and show you the area where I live. It's a drizzly, rainy day today. Let me get buckled up here. And yeah, that was a lot of fun going on there and doing the cattle call. I still can't believe I did it as well as I did. I have to say, I practiced a little bit before I went out to the van and went live with him. I had never done it before. We just don't do cattle calls here in Idaho. Like I told him on the live, it's more of a hip hip kind of thing, pushing them along. Oh, I haven't seen Ronson and Megan today, so. Oh, you know what, Donna? It's it really isn't. It isn't as hard as you think it would be. Um, once you've made a few videos and put yourself out there, it gets easier. I didn't think that I could do it, but it gets a lot easier the more that you do it. So let me turn you around here before I get out of the parking lot. And then you don't have to watch me. You can watch the pretty drive. Find the right button here. There you go. Okay. For those that don't know, I live, well, Logan's in the chat. Logan and I live in Caldwell, Idaho, which is in the far southwest corner of the state. We live about 23 miles from the border of Oregon. And we actually live out in the country. Well, hi, Ronson. How are you? We live out in the country, kind of northwest of the city. The city is a sprawling town, and so when you first see it, you would never know it's as big as it is. In the 1990-ish census, the city was only about 18,500. On the most recent census, it had grown to 64,500. And by now, we're probably over 65,000, maybe even pushing 70,000 now. So it's growing by leaps and bounds. It's a mostly agricultural community. But unfortunately, we have a lot of outsiders moving in, and they have money, and they're really changing the culture of our community. And by the way, this is a split golf course we're driving through right now. On one side of the street is the first 9 holes, and on the other side of the street is the other 9 holes. It's a pretty popular little golf course here in the town. But anyway, before the pandemic, our real estate was still very affordable. And as soon as the pandemic hit, now nobody can afford real estate. Case in point, my dad had a piece of property that my parents owned before my mom passed away in 2014. They bought it in 1987. And when my mom passed away in 2014, my dad had decided to sell that following spring. And he sold it for only $62,000, a little over $62,000. And that same property now is up for sale now. It's going for $315,000. The exact same property, just 10 years later, is $315,000. We're crossing a little creek that runs through the city. It's known as Indian Creek. And the Indians used to come and fish for salmon. There used to be salmon running through it. And at one time, it was completely covered by pavement here in the town. And where we just crossed, there used to be a car wash. And years ago, the car wash actually collapsed into the creek. and it gave the city leaders the idea to uncover the creek once again and to open it up and revitalize downtown Caldwell. And so when they revitalized it, they opened it all up and beautified downtown Caldwell. And now most of Indian Creek, at least in the city of Caldwell, is open and beautiful once again. And they have really made Caldwell a destination for activities, not just during the warm months, but even during the winter. Down on the Indian Creek Plaza in the heart of downtown, they actually have a ribbon ice skating rink. I thought your name was Tony Creekside, or Campfire and Countryside, I'm sorry. I thought it was Tony. I wasn't 100% sure. I watched Catherine on G&G Farms, and I know that's your wife. I love her channel. She does such a good job. Caldwell is a pretty historic little town. There's a lot of history down here in the area. I used to work for the Canyon County Historical Museum way back when my son was young. I started working there when he was about 11 or 12. I can't remember now, but I used to help him in the office. I helped him write grants and run their gift shop, and I wrote their newsletter and ran their membership and different things like that. Conducted tours, and I learned a lot of the history of the area. Actually, it's not dreary most of the time. You just happen to be here during one of our few rainstorms. I would have normally jumped out on the freeway to go home, and it wouldn't take quite as long, but I decided to go the historic way. It's really pretty going this direction. There's a lot of history going this way rather than taking the freeway. Takes just a little bit longer, not too much. You can see the hill up ahead. Now, hopefully they'll let me get over. There we go. This hill up ahead is known as Canyon Hill, and up on top of the hill is where our cemetery is. It's also part of the path for the Oregon Trail, and the immigrants would come up along this route, and they would let their wagons down off the edge of the hill before this was all flattened. And you'll see where they crossed the Boise River. And yes, it is Boise, not Boise. There's no Z's in the name Boise. You can always tell a foreigner when they come to Idaho or when they say the capital city name by the way they say it. But they would come here and cross the river down here by this bridge we're going to cross. And they had to look for a safe crossing where the water wasn't too swift and wouldn't wash them downstream. And there's a couple of historic markers along the way. The river's beautiful down here. And people come down here to fish, and they like to go and jump off the bridge and swim, and everything. The bridge is now too narrow for two cars to pass, so they're trying to figure out a way to build a new automobile bridge and convert this current bridge to a pedestrian bridge. Hi, Catherine. How's Nellie doing? This bridge here, if you go to my channel page and you see there's a bridge with some beautiful fall foliage around it, this is the bridge that I took the picture of. You can see the, let's see if I can turn it a little bit. You can see the water is running pretty fast right now. But this is the Boise River and the eventual footbridge that we'll have, but it's always been here as long as I can remember. And then this road here comes up and around and follows. It's actually part of old Highway 30. Highway 30 goes all over across the northern part of the U.S. And if you follow it, it'll go all the way to Oregon. And it crosses Highway 44, but I'm going to turn here onto Highway 2026. This right here is a fireworks stand that's open year-round, and they sell and trade in furs. And we're crossing Interstate 84, headed towards, notice Notus, and Parma with a P, not a K. I get teased around here about being Karma from Parma, but I'm not. I live in Caldwell, not Parma. We used to have a mink farm out here, and that thing stunk so bad in the summertime. You knew when the heat got bad that the mink farm was going to start stinking. But they've since torn it down and started cleaning it up so that it wouldn't stink so bad and they could build something else around here. It's kind of hard to read the comments and drive at the same time, so I apologize. But I'll do this drive again in the summertime when everything is real green and pretty. We get some really beautiful sunsets out in this area. I just love watching the sunset, especially when there's a field that's full of a crop and they have their water wheels and stuff, their water lines out. You can get some really pretty captures. Right up here on the, I don't know if it's on your right, it's on my right. We have what was always known as the labor camp. It's now known as Farmway Village. It's part of the Caldwell Housing Authority. There used to be little tar paper shacks, and that's where all of our farm labor used to come and live, and they were just little tiny 1 and 2 room buildings, and they would sometimes have 2, 3, 4 families living in those little shacks, and they really were nothing more than shacks. But they tore them down several years ago. I'm not even sure how many years ago now, and built those nice apartments. And now it's open to anybody that's low income, as opposed to being just strictly for farm laborers. And this road here used to be known as Labor Camp Road, and now it's Farmway Road. Oh, good. It's the same way. Okay, thank you, Ronson, for letting me know that. But anyway, we're almost home. It's not too far from town, but we do definitely live out in the country. I love it out here. I have lived out here since 1912. No, I lived out in this area since, let's see, Ronson was 4 when we moved out into the country, but we moved into our house in 2001. And then Logan and I got together in 2011. We've been married since 2014. So he's been up here since 2014. Or no, 2011. I'm sorry, 2011. And my parents lived right up here. If we could have gone through the fence, we were only about 3 houses apart. But if we had to drive, then we were about a quarter of a mile from each other. And I loved it. Now my daddy lives in California, and I miss him terribly. He'll be 80 this year. My parents lived right down this road here. So anyway, I sure appreciate everybody that stopped in tonight. This has been a lot of fun having people to talk to instead of talking to myself when I do a live. Oh. And when I say I live right next to the freeway, that's exactly what I mean. Because right there, those cars passing, that's the freeway, and we're about to turn into our place. It's really nice having such affordable living out in the country and not having to have the city to deal with. So let me turn it back around. Find the right buttons. There we go. All right. Well, I sure do appreciate everybody that stopped in and getting to meet new people along the drive. I hope that you enjoyed it. Would have been nice if it was sunny, but can't have it perfect all the time. And for us, we live in a desert, and so these rainstorms in the spring are very welcome. We don't get very much rain during the summertime. In fact, we get very little rain in the summertime. We have irrigation. They use reservoirs to hold the water, and then a series of canals to deliver the water to us in the summertime. Otherwise, we wouldn't have any water other than what's underground that we bring up through the wells. Um, so I'm thankful for the rain. Yeah. To the internet. We had to reconnect to the internet. But anyway, thank you for coming along with me on my ride home. It made it fun and putting up with the idiot drivers, you know. But we'll do this again real soon. So thank you to all my new followers. Donna, it was really nice having you join me. And I look forward to getting to know all of you better. So we'll catch you again on another live very soon. Have a glorious evening and a blessed weekend. Bye now.